With Counterstrain, we have basically 3 assessment tools at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips, to be able to assess like what's wrong with the person. So when I go to his head, that's the cranial scan. So there's a Counterstrain cranial scan. That allows me to be able to identify what systems are causing him issues. This is spinal cord, arteries. A little bit right there, you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right in there.
That's nerve. The second thing is I do a motion test. So I find that area he's having pain and I kind of motion test it to confirm that there's rigidity there.
Oh. Yeah, it's super tight.
Super tight. And the third is tender point assessment. So there's tender points, Counterstrain tender points, there's thousands of tender points all over the body. So by going to his head, that allows me to really differentiate what is the cause of that. It could be arteries, it could be veins, it could be nerves, it could be his digestive system, his lungs. Okay, so you see how much motion you have. Or
yeah.
External rotation. Actually, normally,
yeah,
get you to there. But man, look at this side.
I normally have them tight, but my left side's like real tight.
Dude, that's only like 25 degrees, right? Yeah. If we do you right, you'll have that motion completely back.
Awesome.
So I'm getting on his lymphatics to drain the toxins away from the glute med. How's that feel?
Better.
Better.
Dude, it's weird. It's honestly like super relaxing. So it's like just a lot different than like a lot of stuff that you normally do. Like chiropractor, like obviously like you feel the pop and then it gets better. And then like deep tissue massages and stuff like that. Like obviously it's deep tissue, so they're like really getting in there. But this is just a lot of like, just like learning how to relax the muscles and like promote blood flow. So it's so different, but like you can still feel like the sensitivity, like when he feels like your head and like all around. And he's like, oh, you feel that? And I'm like, oh yeah. Like you can really tell like the comparison side to side and stuff like that. And then like to go back after he's done working on it and like feel it, it's like all super smooth. And yeah, it's hard to explain if you've never tried it, but it definitely works.
So if Justin didn't come in and didn't come in on a regular basis, what we could see with the dysfunction of his low back and his viscera, secondary lymphatic drainage system of his hip, his gluteus medius, if that wasn't able to be drained, the likelihood of the disc becoming more and more compressed and guarded, or the structures around the disc, so the muscles, what potentially could happen is eventually he could develop a ruptured lumbar disc and irritation, and then sciatic nerve issues. If we don't address that gluteus medius and drain that, there's a potential that gluteus medius can actually, he'll strain it and tear it. So now let's see how.
Yeah. Way better.
Way better. Lighter, right? So we don't have that restriction. But I want to make sure we don't neglect this side.
Yeah.
The best time to come see a Counterstrain practitioner is if you've been doing stretching and exercises, and no matter how much stretching, no matter how much exercises, that stretching is not causing the pain to reduce. It's not allowing you to gain increased mobility. If as you're doing that stretch, you feel your muscles actually tightening, at that point, that's the best time to come see a person like me, because what's actually happening, no matter how much stretching you're doing, no matter how much strengthening you're doing, no matter how many exercises you're doing, that pain is not going away, and you have sharp stabbing pain. That's your central nervous system saying, ooh, there could be something else. There could be another system that's involved causing that issue. That's when we, as Counterstrainers, shine. So, right there, you feel
yeah.
it. So not completely all the way gone yet.
Yeah, it's not all the way gone, but it's definitely 20 times better than what it was.
So, how quickly can we identify, and then how quickly can that issue be resolved? It really depends on the individual. And what the variable is is how well is your cardiovascular system to begin with. We have athletes like Justin. You know, I did a 45-minute treatment. He's going to be able to kill it on his next workout. He'll be able to recover faster. I have other clients that are high complexity, haven't maybe taken care of their health. And so the cardiovascular system is not as able to provide that oxygen and nutrients and flush the toxins as well. It could be anywhere from 8 to 10 visits. And then the reality is, if things are broke, they're broke. But then we have a whole like community that we collaborate, and then being able to refer you to the right people. So now what I'm doing is I'm opening up. My mentor, Dr. Gearing, said, give the best care every single treatment, every single session, every single client. So my treatment approach is everyone I touch, I will do exactly the same thing that I did with Justin. So yeah, is he an athlete that, you know, deserves amazing respect, but at the same time, he's just a person, right? So it's fun being able to treat him because I see how hard he works, right? And I know the movements that he goes through because I do CrossFit too. And I'm like, holy smokes, like I might be lifting this much and Justin's lifting this much. So it's fun to be able to add just that part of his treatment team to allow him to be able to accomplish his goals. And that's what, like, the whole idea of being humble, hungry, and awesome, right? We adopted these as our core values when we moved our whole operations here. So, you know, what does it mean to me? It means, honestly, it means that we're actually fulfilling what, you know, our core values are, and what a 360's mission is to provide healing care to a hurting world.
Awesome.
Right, there you go.
Thanks, Ike.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Ooh. Lots of fluids, okay?
Yes.
To the point where you're peeing.